Today we're going to design and build a combination bookshelf and speaker stand. In this first part, we begin with the design and the materials, but not in that order. Turns out we got the materials first, and from there we have to build the design. That's coming up right now. This was one of those rare cases where we had the idea of the concept and we knew that we wanted to do something, but the opportunities for materials were not so good. The boards were expensive, $26 a piece. We saw an opportunity to get them for a very low price, and from the opportunity we grabbed an opportunity, and then because we had an idea sitting back here, and we take that and we transfer it, we transmogrify that into a design, and from the design we get a completed product. So this kind of started a little bit differently from what usually most projects start at. I mean, you have first the concept, the idea, then you get the design, then you go out and you buy the materials. And in this case, we kind of did it a little bit, not backwards, but a little bit out of synchronization. So we started with the idea, the concept, and then the materials kind of fell into place. And I said, yeah, all right, let's go build a design up what we have. So it's Dr. Bob, and what we're going to do today is we're going to build a couple of speaker slash bookshelves. Speaker supports speaker stands slash bookshelves. And basically what that is what I've got here are a couple of very old speakers, but they're still in great condition. They put out beautiful sound. This is an old set of Sansuis. I've got one over here and one over on the other side of my stereo cabinet, and then our television cabinet. I like my stereo, but I like it down low. And up here I've got a set of old Pioneers, and both of these speakers are are just really top of the line. They're very high quality, high fidelity speakers. And what I want to do is, you can see they're about 3 feet off the floor, and I'd like to keep them off the floor. Right now they've got some crates sitting underneath them, and I don't want crates. What I want is bookshelves. And I've put so many of my books in boxes that I just want to get them out so that I can get access to my books. Here's another old bookshelf that I built a long time ago. It's about 13 inches tall per shelf, and then I've got sort of a top shelf that I can put a bunch of books on over here. And this is something I built a long time ago, and I'm not really one to harp on perfection. I know a lot of carpenters like to use glue. And I'm not a glue person. I don't much care for this. I like screws. See, of course, you can see the screws here. I like to use screws, and I don't mind them showing up on the outside of the board. Anyway, I was at the lumber store the other day, and they were pointing at, I said, what's this pile of lumber over here? And they said, well, this is 70% off, everything here. And I said, well, why is this 70% off? And they're like, well, that's why. It's in kind of rough shape. It's not in the best shape. So it's got a little bit of water damage here. But I'm going to look at this and see if there's something that I can do to fix the water damage. Maybe I can sand this out. I don't know. If not, we can always do stuff to hide the bad pieces. Cutting carefully is very important, but first thing we're going to do is try and sand this out. And if it doesn't sand out, then obviously we're going to have to do something more sophisticated with it. So I've got two 10-foot pieces of 1 by 12 wood, and they're very nice where they're not stained. It's very nice wood where it's not stained. So obviously this is going to be on the outside. Now this is, well, we'll have to see what both sides look like. Okay, so here's my design. Unfortunately, I have a little scratched out on a little scratchy piece of paper here. And what you're seeing here is basically a couple of 32-inch pieces for the sides. 1, 2, that's 64 inches, and 3 little 16 inches piece for the shelves. And 16 inches will give me just enough room, actually a little bit more, like in a half an inch or inch more of room to put the speakers on top of these shelves. And I want them to be solid, so of course I'm going to use screws to put these pieces of wood together. Remember, these are the 1x12s here along the side. 32, 32, that's 64, and then 3 16s is 48, and 64 and 48, that comes out to 112 inches. And the 10-footers are 120 inches, so I have about 8 inches left over. And that'll be stuff that I can say, well, I don't want this 8 inches here because this is the scrappiest, nasty looking piece. So I'm going to try and sort through and figure out how much of this I can do. So we've got 2 of these. Each one of these is just under 10 foot of wood. The only thing left is I need a backing piece, and I thought about using 3/4 inch plywood just for the extra support, but really all the plywood is going to supply for these speakers is going to be, you know, back and forth sway stability. So instead of a big, see, I've got over here a big 3/4 inch piece of plywood, 4x4 sheet of plywood, and that's 3/4 inch. And then I've got probably 4x5 foot sheet of plywood here, and I think I'm going to cut the backing out of this, and this is 1/2 inch plywood. So I'm going to use 1/2 inch plywood because that's really all it's going to do is try and hold hold the pieces together. I've got some other pieces that are very nice. You know, that might not be a bad idea. Now that I've changed my mind because I was going to use this 3/4 inch. I might use one of these guys instead. So I'll see how that. Anyway, we're going to step through that. So that's an immediate decision, one that I have to make like right now, because my first step in this is going to be to cut this plywood and make the backing for these 2 bookshelves. Okay, so for hardware, I've worked out roughly, if I'm going to do, well, 4 screws per side, 4, 4, 4, that's 12, 4, 4, 4, that's another 12. I need 24, and then at least, I'm going to guess 3 or 4 for the back, so just be on the safe side, 4, 4, 4, and then 4, 4. So that is 24, 36 plus, okay, so 44. So screws for both sides, we're about 44 screws per box, and so I'm going to at least need 98, or no, let's see, 88 screws. Now, those are 3/4 inch pieces of wood, and I'm trying to count screws. I'm going to guess that I probably have what I need. The number 10 by 1 1/4. Here's some more number 10 by 1 1/4, and here are some number 10 by 1s. Now, how many do I have? Now I don't need 44. The 1 inch that I've got number 8s by 1 1/4 as well, which might actually be better than number 10s because I don't think I need all that much strength. But for now, I'm going to count those as, you know, backup if I need them, because I didn't want to buy any hardware today. I've got so many screws laying around the house, it's crazy. I probably don't have 44. I think I've got about 30 there. I might have about 30 there. What's in the back, because I'm going with a 1/2 inch piece of, and I've decided on the big fat one over there, that I'm going to use that one. That it's only 1/2 inch, so I can probably go with a 1 inch, and I run out of those. So, and if I do need more hardware, well, I just go get some. Thanks for watching my program. If you like my videos, be sure and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And for an organized listing of my YouTube videos, go to my website, www.wherearemyplacebos.com, and click on videos. Have a great day.